Hello, my name's Cathy Slaght, and I'd like to share some information with you about a form of quantum software that can have a very positive impact on your health and well-being. It's something that a lot of people are not familiar with, so I'm trying to do my part to share this information with whoever is receptive to it. And as I explain how you can use this software, you can see that there is a website and also my direct phone number, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that I'm capable of answering. And as well, there's plenty of information on this site, including a daily blog post. And I'd like to talk with you about a little something offbeat today, and this is the topic of etheric implants. And this is because I just had a call from someone who's having a lot of stress, and the stress did relate to her gallbladder meridian, which tied in with the theory that there are etheric implants which are pretty much dealing with the gallbladder meridian, because the gallbladder meridian accesses the entire body. And sure enough, I did a quick scan for her. We discovered the presence of some implants. This is all subtle energy, etheric field type information, but I want to demonstrate at this time how we went about that and what you can do. And I want to share also, if you Google etheric implant or etheric implant removal, there's a lot of information. So if this is something that interests you, we can't really prove it, but as many energy workers say, and I would have to be included in this, I can't quite define it, but when we do some clearing, things seem to get better. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I copied a list of categories of what they call etheric implants from an article, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and scan an individual to see if any of these are producing stress. We have one known as a manifestation hijacking device, and this is, as it speaks, people knowing what to do, doing the right thing, and getting the opposite. Then we have another category, imps and other twisted, distorted creatures, and they are just draining the energy field, making people perhaps depressed, apathetic, hopeless. They could be irritable, or maybe symptoms of chronic fatigue. Then another category of implants is known as shackles, chains, and other anchoring devices. These are people who have phenomenal ideas, and nothing ever works out for them. Something just messes them up every time. Etheric grinding machines, and this again, a very interesting, this is, they say, typical when people seem to have a diagnosis, especially one that might involve pain, where no one, I say diagnosis, they have a symptom that no one can quite diagnose or get to the root of. Then there's mirrors or reflective devices, negative portals, etheric broadcasters, and astral body, dream body tags. Now, I'm going to put my email here, and if anyone has any further questions, if you email me, I will be happy to send you this list. CathySlatt@live.com. So this is the software. You simply click an icon on your computer. It downloads onto a computer, and it looks very simple, but what you'll see is it is a platform for almost any kind of work you would want to do. This work is not done with the physical body. This is done with the energy around the body, known as the etheric field, which is the blueprint. So what I'm going to start, I'm just going to say my client. I'm obviously not going to name a person for this kind of work, and I'm going to optimize the connection. This serves different purposes. Obviously, we want the connection to be optimal between the client and whoever's doing the work, and very often it's you doing your work on yourself, because that's the true purpose of this software, is for you to take power over your own situations. But also, another thing, if there would be too much resistance or it would be non-beneficial, the software simply won't function. This red light comes on and it just stops. Okay, so for now, we're going to start by going to the Show Tool tabs. and the dowsing. And this dowsing is one of the most phenomenal aspects. There are so many different things you can do, but so often work with the pendulum will give erroneous information because maybe your polarity is off or your hydration. This is computerized and it can give some extremely valid information. I'm going to start. I just want to test. If I get a number in this now box at 70 or higher, I'm going to accept as the theory that there is the stress of this type of an implant. Okay, no, that's a low number, a 17, so I'm going to clear that. Okay, next, imps and other twisted, distorted creatures. Again, 29 under a 70. Shackles, chains, and other anchoring devices. Okay, so they're a little over a 70. There is a stress related to this. We're going to take another look at that in a moment, and I'll show you also what we're going to do. Right now, we're just getting information. I'm going to clear that. Okay, and then etheric grinding machines. No. Okay, mirrors or reflective devices. No. Negative portals. You look at that 100%, so that's now more information. Etheric broadcasters. You see, I just read the article and cut and paste. Finally, astral body, dream body tags, and again, that's a low. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to put what came up in the super clearer, which is another option with this software. And what I'm going to start with, I'm going to clear stress related to negative portals because that was 100%. Then I'm going to come back and check again for the other implants. And let me explain how this works. The regulation is coming from the body. Right now, the body's energy is focused on this one stress. And what will happen if this clears, then the body goes ahead and regulates everything else. There is no healing coming from the machine. The healing is the human body. What we're doing is working to ease some of the strength so that the body can regulate itself. So I decided I would focus on this one, which appeared with measurements to be a huge amount of stress. And remember, we are in a mathematical universe. So let's look again at what a negative portal represents. Okay, so a negative portal, it says, is a clear path of travel from incredibly low vibrational astral realms infested with malevolent entities to the energetic field around the host. I think we can all do without this. It apparently gives many symptoms. And so what we'd like to do, and again, as so many energy workers say, we can't validate this. There's a lot of talk about it, but I don't know how you really can prove it. But it does seem life gets a lot better when these are cleared. So I'm going to set the super clear for 24 hours and get that started. And then I'm also going to go into the super charger because we don't want to necessarily leave a vacuum. So we're going, I just like to say fill any void with 528 hertz in a perfect and correct way. I really like always adding in a perfect and correct way because there is a big picture and we always aren't privileged to see it. Again, 24 hours. Now we've got one more thing. I've learned it also is beneficial to send some energy to the gallbladder meridian because those who really study this subject of implants say that that's where they're placed, that the gallbladder meridian has total access to the physical body. And remember, this is all energy work we're doing. So I'm going over here to general expert options. You see there's any number of choices. I think I've said already, there's just anything you can do with this software that you can imagine, just based on your own creativity. Let's get down here to gallbladder. And I'm just hitting my down arrow and that gives us the basic acupoints loaded into the options box. I'm going to use the manual and scan. I'd like to see the theme. I'd like to see how significant it is for this person to clear this gallbladder meridian. 97%, look at that, and you see the theme, fluids. So, and I will be talking with this person shortly, and I would recommend that they make sure they get their fluids. Now let's see how long they would like to work on this. A 7-minute session with 62 repeats. We're going to go ahead and start that. And again, this is all work done with the etheric field. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. And I always want to stress this. We're working with this pinkish field right around the human body. This is the body's template. So again, I thank you so much for following along. I welcome you to contact me and ask any further questions. And also, if you're interested, there is always a 30-day free trial, no obligatory link that you can work with yourself and get some results so you know what we're talking about. Thanks again.